last year, we decided to head north and we're going through Kentucky. We stopped at Natural Bridge State Park in Kentucky. And so we're driving through the mountains, and that can be a little exciting sometimes, pulling through the mountains with a 11,000-pound trailer. Down hills, around corners, so it sometimes can get a little exciting, and you're always looking for the unexpected every time you come to a corner, trying to fit. If you got a tractor trailer coming the other way, or a big truck, or some guy that's hogging the center of the road when you're trying to keep the trailer out of the grass, making a corner. So it can be interesting. Of course, always remember to shift down when you're going downhill and maintain slower speeds so you don't smoke your brakes, and then you can't stop. That's the way it works. The brakes hot and then they don't work. So, and it's too late. Natural Bridge is quite a piece of natural work. It's and there's two ways to get to it. There's a sky lift, and that's the easy way. Just ride the chair up to the top, and you can park right at the bottom, and then you can ride right up within 600 feet of the Natural Bridge top surface. You still would have to hike down, which isn't easy, to get to the bottom if you wanted to do that. We did both. First we hiked. We hiked, and then we rode the chairlift. It's a kind of a fairly stiff hike up there too. It's not flat. It's quite strenuous at times, especially when you're dragging a 2-year-old along. Eugene was 2 at the time. This was last spring, actually. It's almost a year ago. And, we like to hike. It's not so bad.
Hey, does this work though?
There was some
I'm just patting them.
pretty interesting rock formations, and a lot of rocks in the soil. So there was a lot of trees that were showing how to grow over the top of rocks. And I love the sheer cliffs.
This way better sheet rock.
Look at these two trees here. They're virtually growing straight up the side of the cliff, and then the branches are all above the cliff. So there's a lot of interesting rock formations. So here's the Natural Bridge, 78-foot span, 65-foot high, and you come down to the end of it to get around when you hike. So this is looking out from the bridge and looking over across towards Battleship Rock, which is right there. And this is on top. So the surface of it's almost like a road. It's flat.
The amount of time I can stare at the sun.
Probably could drive cars across it until it shook it apart, but it's amazing. Here now, this is from Battleship Rock. Looking back towards the bridge, you can see the people on top. It's really an interesting area. Mountainous. This is looking off of Battleship Rock. And there's this pillar straight across that it's pointed at. That's kind of interesting. It's beautiful territory. It's the middle of Daniel Boone National Park is where this state park is. It's right in the middle of it. Now this is coming down from the top, and down the one side, and you come to this really interesting like crack. It's like, wow, you don't want to get squeezed into this, and this is really narrow. I'm carrying Eugene at this point, my 2-year-old, and I got the phone in the other hand trying to film this, so it's like I'm kind of going through it at an angle. You can't go straight sideways. You can't fit. Your shoulders don't fit. That's how tight it is. So I'm trying to carry him and squeeze through here. It's really, really interesting. And so it comes out finally, and you're at the underneath side of the bridge. This was a little tough to get through, carrying the boy. Finally making it. And then you come out on this flat section here, and you're underneath the bridge, and it drops off on both sides of this, even at this level. So you're pretty high up. So there's the bridge. That's kind of amazing. Looks like somebody built it. I guess God built it. That's who built it. But it took erosion a long time to make this happen. Yeah, so there it is.
Here.
It's kind of cool. And there's lots of sheer cliffs, on both sides of this bridge. It looks like a bridge was built for one of the highways. And the campground, it wasn't great. It was okay, but they packed you right in. It's kind of like a small commercial campground, even though it's a state park. But there's that, I guess that's a river that runs through it, which was flowing a little bit, and you could swim in that if you want to. Not really swim, wade around. It's not really deep enough to swim. There's signs up that the area floods at times, so that river floods out the campground. That's great. We didn't have that problem while we stayed there.